Today we are going to start the topic of communication systems. Before taking the first topic, there must be the clearance of some basic terms that are used in the communication system. And in that, the first one is the signal. We are having our audio frequency or the sound waves. They are having less energy. They can't be transmitted to a long distance. So they need to be converted in electrical form to send for the transmission. And that is known as a signal. Signal is the information that is converted in electrical form and can be sent for the transmission. Signals are of two types. One is the analog signal, another is the digital signal. Analog signal is one that continuously varies. Sine wave is a fundamental analog signal. You have studied in your plus one y is equal to a sine omega t. This is the equation for the waveform. On plotting the values of sine, you get this type of the waveform. Now you can see that at every point of time you are having the varied values. So analog signal continuously varies and we are taking the sine wave as its fundamental signal. And the examples of analog signal are, say, any speech one is giving, the variation is there continuously, or the music. Sound and picture signals in TV, speech, or music is example of analog signal. On the other hand, the digital signal is having the discrete values. It is not changing continuously, but it is working on only two values, 0 and 1. 0 corresponds to the low value or open circuit, and 1 corresponds to the high value or the closed circuit. And the example for the digital signal is output of a computer. It works in the form of pulses. Many times the question comes from the basic terms also in CBSE exams. This question of signal has come for 1 or 2 mark, and many times the difference between analog and digital signal is also asked in the exam. That can be mentioned with respect to the points. This is the first point of difference. Then is the second point of difference, and the example will be taken as the third point of difference. So this is how the definition, the meaning as well as the difference can be seen for the types. The second basic term is transducer. Transducer is a device that converts one form of energy into another. And in communication system, we will be taking transducers as microphone and loudspeakers. Microphone is a device that converts sound energy into electrical energy. So, microphone is a transducer. Loudspeakers, on the other hand, they convert electrical energy back to the sound signals. So, microphone and loudspeaker both are the transducers. The third term is noise. Noise is unwanted. It creates the loss of the energy. So here what energy is there? This is of the sound signals that we are transmitting. So noise is unwanted energy that is reducing the energy of the signals that are to be transmitted. It is unwanted energy generated during signal transmission. It can be man-made or it can be natural. For example, when the signal is being sent and the weather is not good, lightning is happening or rain is there, in that case, this noise will be natural. On the other hand, the electrical equipments that we are using, they are having heating effect within them. There also we will have the loss of the signals that we are sending from one place to the other. The fourth term is transmitter. Transmitter is an equipment or it is an arrangement that helps the signal that is to be sent in a suitable form. So it is an equipment which converts the message signal suitable for the transmission. Transmitting equipment, it consists of microphone, audio amplifiers, oscillators and modulators. The next term is receivers. On the other end, the whatever the waves that have been transmitted are received by an arrangement. It is having a choosing the frequency, the particular frequency, and reproduce the signal in the same form. So an arrangement which receives the transmitted signal and reproduce it in a suitable form is a receiver. This arrangement consists of loudspeakers, amplifiers and demodulators. Now the next term in the communication system, the basic term is communication channel. It is a link that is between the transmitter or the receiver, or it is a physical medium that takes the waves from sound waves or the signals from the transmitter to the other end of the receiver. For example, if we are talking about the sound waves, they are being sent, the sound communication is being done with the help of the physical medium, atmosphere. And if we are taking an example of optical fiber, then it is a physical medium for the optical communication. This communication channel, it is a link that is connecting transmitter and receiver. It is a physical medium that carries signal from transmitter to the other end of the receiver. And atmosphere is a channel for the sound communication. If you are taking example of optical fiber, they are the channel for the optical communication. There are two types of communication channel. One is guided channel, another is unguided channel. In the guided channel, the communication is point to point, and for that, the channel work is being done by wires or cables. On the other hand, in unguided channel, the communication is space or satellite, and here the channel will be the free space. Now, our next basic term is attenuation. Attenuation means when the signal is being sent for the communication, there might be some loss in its strength. That is attenuation. It is the loss of signal strength during communication. The eighth term is amplification. So whatever the loss of signal strength has happened, that has to be overcome. To overcome that, we enhance the amplitude of the signal through amplifiers, and this process is known as amplification. Amplification, it is the process of increasing strength of signal through amplifiers. The ninth term is range. There is a limit up to which a signal can be transmitted from transmitter to the receiver. So that limit or the maximum distance that can be taken between transmitter and receiver to send a signal is known as range. Range is the maximum distance between the transmitter and receiver up to which the signal can be sent. The next basic term is repeaters. Repeaters basically are useful to extend the range between the transmitter and receiver. How we are increasing it? We are introducing a repetition of transmitter receivers, and because of this repetition, these are called repeaters. You can understand it like this. If suppose A is the source of signal and we want to send this signal up to position B, but there is a limitation that here the transmitter can send up to point C only. The range is this much only. Then what we will do, at C we are having receiver, it has received the waves from A. Again at C position, we will be introducing one more transmitter. It will pick up the waves and send it to say another point D. Here receiver is there. Receiver will pick the waves transmitted from point C. Now we have to send it to B. So again at position D, one more transmitter will be placed, and that transmitter will send the wave. Say receiver is at B now. So this transmitter will send it to the point B. So this is how, by repeating transmitter and receiver, the range that was only R is extended from point A to point B. Now the next term is modulation. Modulation is a phenomena in which low frequency signal wave is being superimposed on a high frequency wave. Actually, what is there? A low frequency wave is having less energy. It can't be sent to a long distance, and a high frequency wave can cover that long distance. So, what we do, we mix the low frequency wave with the high frequency wave. Because of this high frequency waves are also known as carrier wave, because they are carrying the low energy waves with them. And the phenomena is called modulation, and the devices used for this phenomena are known as modulators, and they are placed in the arrangement of transmitters. The next term is demodulation. Demodulation, it is the process of separating the modulated wave. Already we have seen what we have done. We have modulated by superimposing low frequency wave on the high frequency wave. Now what we are doing at the receiver end, we want our signal wave that is of low frequency. So at that end we are separating these two waves, and this phenomena is known as demodulation, and the devices used in that are demodulators. Once we see here modulation, when it is not possible to send low frequency signal to long distances, then the low frequency signals, they are superimposed on high frequency wave. These high frequency wave are known as carrier wave, and this phenomena in which we are superimposing them is called modulation, and the devices used are called modulators. Demodulation, it is the process of separating the low frequency signals from high frequency waves, and the devices used are the demodulators.